Shivam Dubey from English Kingdom, Katra, Prayagraj, and we are here to discuss new syllabus of NET that is going to be held in June this year. Definitely, lots of things have been discussed already, but what is special today about our class is that we grooming ourselves for the class according to our syllabus. No doubt, the old syllabus was a bit traditional, but right this time, the syllabus that we have to study to crack our net is a bit changed and it has been grouped accordingly. There are the two parts, the two papers, and these two papers have almost 10 topics, 10 units to be discussed. We, as the institution for English, are very happy announcing our batch online and offline for TDT and PDT along with NET. This time we are making it separate. Generally, in our former batches, we used to go for combined batches like TDT and PDT along with them NET and JRF. But this time we have separated them. NET and JRF distinguished classes, and TDT and PDT will have a different pattern. No doubt, our patterns are different, but that doesn't make anything different for us because we as a learner have to learn a lot, and I have already discussed in my former classes that we should be very careful about our learning. There should be depth in our learning, and thankfully the syllabus that has been here for us by NTA, National Testing Agency, this time in 2019 is a bit sectioned, no doubt, but it's a bit going to be deeper for the kinds of syllabus we had already, because in past we have to be discussing on only limited aspects, or general study is going to be like a history of English literature, and then we going for history of English in America, in India, in other countries like Australia, Canada, and African, all these countries. But this time the section is divided according to our genres, according to our topics. They are not from the countries. This time the teachers have more responsibility than the students, because it's the first time the teacher must make the student comfortable at home with the topics, with the sections that are. And my suggestion for teachers as well, please go for deep studies. We have, I can say, even greater responsibility always. And whenever the syllabus is changed, the teacher plays more prominent role in shaping the future of our coming generation and so on. Today in this class, we are not going to discuss exactly the class, but we will discuss our syllabus, and the first class that we will start, that will be started with criticism, literary criticism as a section, as a unit of our study. So let's have some clues how the whole examination will be patterned. What is the new pattern of our NTA, NET and JRF in 2019, especially for the time that's going to be examinations pattern in June 2019. Well, we will have the two papers. The first thing is that we will have two papers. Okay. Naturally, the two papers have the different syllabus and different number of questions, but equal number of marks. Okay. The type of questions that the two papers will be, they are divided accordingly, like called as first paper. The first will be as first paper, and there will be the second paper. The two papers we will have. Okay, let's see. What is going to be the main theme of or main subject of first paper? It's generally related to our general studies and so on. General studies. We will discuss further because इसमें 10 units are there, so we will try to find out all those 10 units and the points that we have to discuss. And here in the second paper, you will have to choose your subject. Means particular subject can be your part. Particular subject. Okay. Particular subject can be like Hindi, English, economics, and so on. These subjects will have also 10 units. This time, as I told you, the paper pattern has divided the whole syllabus. Like even in the first paper, you will find 10 units in all. 10 units. And the same number of units you will find in your second paper. 10 units once again. Okay. The two papers have 10 units in each. Their questions, as I told you, the first paper will have 50 questions. 50 questions. And all these 50 questions are compulsory. Right? See, the number of questions are here. And all these questions are compulsory. You can't leave any question. You don't have options like choosing questions. All these are compulsory. So be sure compulsory questions are there. Okay. The same type of compulsory questions are going to be in your second paper, where you will find 100 questions, and these 100 questions once again are going to be compulsory. Okay. Means you will have to solve all these questions. You can't leave. If you want to qualify really NET or JRF, you need to solve all these questions, 50 questions from your first paper and 100 questions from your second paper. You will have to solve them all for your success in your NTA, NET and JRF examination 2019. Well, one more thing I would like to tell you, that each question, whether it is first paper or second paper, okay, be sure. First paper or second paper, each question will receive 2 marks for each question. Okay? Per question, you will have 2 marks. And there is no negative marking. Be sure, no negative marking. Many times we see that students are much confused about the negative marking pattern, and it is generally discussed as well. There is a discussion going on. May there be negative marking in NET and JRF as well, but there is no such thing in your June 2019 exam that is going to be held. So be sure that no negative marking is there. So naturally your whole paper is examination is going to be for 300 marks. Okay, 150 questions, and these 150 questions will receive 2 marks for each question, making it 300 for your whole paper, where you need to score maximum for your better responses in your examination. One more thing I want to tell you, about the timing of the examinations. You see that the examination is scheduled in 2 times. One exam will be held with a gap of 30 minutes. 13 minutes gap will be there between 2. As you see that the first paper has 2 timings. Examination timing we are discussing here. For the first paper, the 2 times are, the first time will be in the morning, and that will be 9:30 a.m. to 10:30 a.m. And the second timing will be in our afternoon, and that will be 2:30 p.m. to 3:30 p.m. That is the timing of our first paper. And when we go for our second paper, you will see that the second paper will contain, here you find 1 hour. See, naturally for the first paper you will have 1 hour. 1 hour means in 60 minutes you will have to solve your 50 questions. And the same thing is here. In your second paper, you will find once again the 2 timings are there. As I told you already, that after the first exam is held, the next exam will take an interval of 30 minutes. So naturally, after 10:30, it means 11. The first timing that will be from 11 to 1 p.m. will take the first exam of second paper, and the second will go for, see here the pattern, 3:30 is the last timing for the first paper examination. Actually the next examination will follow after 30 minutes, that goes to be 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. That will be our timing for second paper examination. So this is how the examinations for the first paper will give you almost 1 hour 60 minutes, and the examination for your second paper will give you 2 hours, and that is 120 minutes. In these 120 minutes you will have to solve, as I told you already, 100 questions. Okay, 100 questions in 120 minutes and 50 questions in 60 minutes. That's what our timing pattern is for the papers that you are going to appear in June 2019 NTA, NET and JRF examination from your particular sources. If we go for the first paper, we have 10 units, and these 10 units this time will contain 5 questions from each. See, as I told you that the 10 units are there. 10 units are there, and each unit will contain 5 questions. This is how you will go for your 50 questions. Means this time you will have to study all topics. You can't leave. Last time when the exam was held, it was very simple thing for us, that we used to have more topics, and generally we used to go and select some important topics for us and we study, and the examinations were also based on some important topics where we have to study for research. It's okay, data, that's okay, and then our own subjects and so on, means we had some particular. But this time it can't be, because you see that all these 10 units that you have in your course of first paper will contain your 5 questions. So you need to discuss them all, you need to prepare them all, because each question in this examination is important for you and you need to discuss them properly. Okay, let me explain here for the second paper as well. I told you already that this paper will also have your 10 units. Already told you. And 10 units will take you 100 questions. Means this time each unit will take 10 questions. So you need to study all these units if you really want to crack your net and JRF examination, you need to discuss, you need to prepare all these 10 units. Even though we have to a bit smart here, we know okay, there can't be 100% questions we can get success from them all, and we can't go for a thorough preparation. But even though we will try, last time the result was 52% where NET has been declared qualified. So you should decide which you will have to study more. Maybe 10 topics are there. You need to study all these 10 topics. But sometimes we can make just one or two topics skip, so that you can concentrate on 8 topics properly. And if you go for 8 topics, it's my trick. I don't appreciate this, but still I'm trying to tell you that sometimes you can go for the things like this when you have to go for a smart study. Better is deep study, but sometimes we need to go for a smart study. So 10 topics are in your first paper, 10 topics are in your second paper, and that makes you go for 150 questions. Okay, suppose we go for 8 topics here in the first paper, that will give you 40 questions. And here we go for 8 topics, that will give you 80 questions. Means you will have 120 questions in that combination. Okay, and in 120 questions, if you are thoroughly prepared and you make your 100 questions correct, suppose, so what is going to be your result? Naturally, you are going to qualify. You're going to be NET, you're going to be JRF. Very simple thing is there. So there can be the need of smartness as well. But before you become smart, you must have a deep study. So I appreciate deep study, but sometimes your smart study is also required. So you can choose your favorite topics, the topics you will have, the units you will have to study, even in your paper or even in your first paper. And there you can go for them all. Let me tell you the topics that are included in your first paper. The first will be teaching aptitude. Along with teaching aptitude, you will go for second unit. That will be your research aptitude, very important topic. The third topic will be comprehension from a passage. You will be given a passage and you will solve the questions that follow the passage. Fourth unit will be communication, where your communication skill will be discussed, your communication will be examined, how to communicate with other persons. That will be multiple type of communications are there. You will have to study them all. Fifth unit, that is going to be mathematical reasoning. This is a bit new, because in former our papers we didn't have to go for mathematical reasoning, so there was only logical reasoning. But this time your fifth unit is mathematical reasoning, means you will have to study a little more deeper, this time reasoning. So mathematical reasoning is your fifth unit. Sixth unit is your logical reasoning. Already you were studying your logical reasoning. So this time once again you need to study them as your logical reasoning for your success. Your seventh unit is data interpretations. We see data interpretation was already in our course. Once again we have to study it. Our eighth unit is going to be information and communication technology, that is ICT. ICT is another important aspect. Even today in our modern community, we need to go for our communication and information, that should be going together. ICT must be studied as the 8th unit. 9th unit will be the pupil development and environment. We discuss environment, and in environment, development and pupil are already included. So we need the 9th unit for our discussion, higher education system. If we are here to decide which topic we have to choose for our study, I think that the important topics are for you in the first paper, your higher education system, you will have to go for it. Research aptitude, you must find it. Reasoning, logical and mathematical, both you will have to study. Along with that, you will go for the environment. You can't be sure about your study without studying environment. Data interpretation is another topic that's important. You will have to go for this one, data interpretations. Teaching aptitude is a very necessary topic, very important topics for you. So you need to study these topics. Especially, I want to tell you that these topics need your proper attention, because comprehension can be done, I think, easily for you. But these topics, especially higher education, research, reasoning, both reasoning, okay, mathematical reasoning and logical reasoning, both reasoning and environment, data, interpretations and teaching aptitude. These are the topics that you need to go thoroughly. And if you go, I think these are the topics where you find that almost we have discussed here, 7 topics are here, and I told you that passage comprehension is a matter of passage that you can read very easily, and you can answer the question that follows there. So that is very easy. So this is how you select your 8 topics for your preparation. I don't say that you should leave any topic. You should go for ICT as well. You should go for your comprehension as well. But I want to tell you that if there is any requirement, if there is any need, you can go for your smart study. You should also go for your communication. Don't leave anything. Communication should be studied, comprehension should be studied, ICT should be studied. But what? When there is an examination, we have to be smart as well. And that smartness should reflect in our learning. That smartness should reflect in our study. And I think that this is how you can go for deeper and smarter study. This is my study plan for you. You should choose these topics very cleverly, very deeply, and study them all for your better preparation. I think they will decide your success. So in your examination, you need to study these topics thoroughly. Along with, if you have time, you should go for ICT, you should go for communication, you should go for comprehension. But if you don't have time, more time I think, so these topics please don't leave, because they are really so important for in your examination. Okay, now we come to our next point that we will discuss here, and that is our subject. Really, the subject that we are going to discuss here is English. From English Kingdom, you can expect generally only English. So I will discuss here the 10 topics that are in our second paper, that is in our subject. But that will give you, as I told you, that there will be 10 questions from each unit. Okay, and there will be 10 units, I have already told you. These units are very smartly divided. The unit, 4 units are from your genre. Okay, genre means you will have to study drama, poetry, fiction, and non-fictional works. Okay, I will explain it. Drama, what you have to study in drama? Exactly. You will have to study the development of drama, origin of drama, kinds of drama, and their really presence in our present world and in our former worlds, old to this modern generation, how drama developed and where drama was staged, stages you need to know, because stage is very important part of drama presentation. So we need to know about stages as well, stage directors as well, stage performers as well, and stage performed theme drama there should be. Poetry should be studied deeply with its kind, with its origin, with its function. Fiction, that will be fiction and short story in one unit. you will have to discuss that one deeply, and non-fictions that are generally related to our biographies, essays that are very much factual, very much close to our life that we are living. So these four are from our genres that we study in our literature. But apart from these, we have some new topics this time, as I told you, and this time the new topics like we have cultural studies. See, this is going to be important, and this is going to be new topic, cultural studies. That is a kind of new topic, not to emphasize formal, but this time it is going to be emphasized, and we as a good learner need to learn cultural studies very properly. Development of language, we have to go for language studies as well, with its concept, basic concept, its theories and its uses. We have to study, especially since we are from India, so naturally we need to discuss, we need to learn a lot about the development of English or Indian English literature. We need to study English literature in India. That will be our next topic that we will discuss here. Apart from this, literary criticism will be our seventh topic, criticism, that we will discuss here. Criticism with its origin, with its function, with its works. Literary theories, after theory we will have to discuss after the World War II. See, that means postmodernism. In postmodernism, some new literary theories were developed, and we needed to study them, we needed to see them, we needed to go thoroughly in those theories, especially in literature, because old, definitely old is required. You can't make any estimation without studying old. Must remember Matthew Wardell, he emphasized in his touchstone theory that a person, if he has any interest in literature, must have a thorough knowledge of the old literature, especially the literature which can be used as a touchstone to examine the modern literature. What standard of the modern literature is there? This is why the criticism that we will study will relate to the origin and all these things, with the kinds, their function and all. But when we go for our modern theories, literary modern theories, we will see what they are doing after the World War II, or in different word we can say during the postmodernism, because we are living the postmodernism era. So we need to study those elements in our modern theories, or you can say modern literary theories after the World War II. And apart from them, we go for research. Research study is here once again compulsory for we, because here research method will be the topic. I have already told you that even in the first paper you will have some research elements, research aptitude, and here you will go for research methods that you will study. Okay, to see what your topics are there, like drama is there, poetry is there, fiction, short story is there, and non-fictional works are there like essays and biographies. I told you. Cultural studies we have to go for. Language, that's development, basic concepts there should be. Indian English literature we have discussed. Literary criticism and the criticism literary theories after the World War II, and finally research method that we will have to study in our English. Okay. Now we have to choose, as I told you, deep study is there. You should go for deep study, as I told you already, that if you go for deep study, you don't need to be smart enough, but when you don't have enough time, so it is needed that we should be going a bit smarter in our examination for preparing our examination. So what I want to tell you, that you have these 10 units, and you know well that each unit will contain 10 questions from each unit, means 10 questions from grammar, 10 questions from cultural study, and 10 questions from literary theory, and so on. So what do you want to tell? You must be asking me. I want to tell you that you can be smart if you have some problem in a few topics, not all. I have told you minimum 8 topics you should prepare thoroughly for your success. 10 topics, 10 units are not possible for you. If you think so, you should choose only 8. Now see which I want to tell you. Okay, you should go for drama, naturally. Go for poetry, fiction, short story, non-fictional works. That's okay. 4 units are sure you will have to study. This time, in these 4 units, you will have to be watchful. I have already told you that examination pattern of India is not going to be comprehensive. They want to catch or catching power, how smart we are. They want to test our IQ, so they will give us some passages. Okay, like we have in our graduation or post-graduation during our examination, some unread passages are there, and we have to examine, giving them critical appreciation and so on. So you will be given some passages here from drama, poetry, fiction, non-fictional works, and you will have to know them correctly. You will have to explain them if that is asked. In your question there will be, okay, if that will be asked, you will have to explain them. This is how your catching power or your IQ will be checked in your examination. How soon you can understand the passage, how soon you can examine the elements are taken from. Generally they will be given from the famous works. Can't be sure about all works around the world, but famous works must be in your mind, which are really famous in our university courses. One thing is that about your examination, I tell you that it will be online examination. Online examination needs more practice because your reading capacity, your comprehensive capacity, your understanding aptitude is sometimes diminished, sometimes it's lowered because you are on a computer. So what's the problem over there? Problem is that you need to concentrate even more. You need to read the things with a bit difficulties, with the cursor going here and there and so on. But even though these are the possible things that each student will have to face. So you are not going to know only one student that faces the things like this. So what should be checked before you appear in your examination? The 2 things. See your computer is working properly, like it's a monitor. And see the mouse especially. The 2 plays very important role in your examination. Mouse is your pen, monitor is your copy. If your pen and copy is not working, not helping you, how can you crack your examination? This is why when you take your seat in your examination hall, the first 2 things are there, that you must check your monitor and mouse. Generally they are fair, they are working sharply, but even though your responsibility is there to check it, to find out if there is any problem in monitor or in your mouse, must complain it and get better and faster solutions. So I was telling you how to be smart in your studies. As I told you that if you select your 8 topics, I already told you that be sure these 4 topics, drama, poetry, fiction, non-fictional works, will contain a passage. Like a passage in your first paper. I told you in comprehension there will be a passage. Here as well you will find a passage. But this time you will have to go for the critical appreciation of the passage. You will have to go for a thorough reading, critical thinking, and writing skill also can be checked. See, writing skill, reading skill, and comprehension skill. As I told you that your all these thinking skill will be checked in your examination. This passage that will be from any of the four parts. It's not sure which part will have. Maybe from drama, maybe from poetry. Generally, it is sure from drama, poetry, or essay that will be. But can be from fiction like a short story as well. Can be from novel as well. So you need to read novels thoroughly. Non-fictional works, biographies are there, lots of biographies are there, essays are there. You need to study essays. What I want to tell you is that you need to be more and more bookish. If you study books, you will get more material. You will be habitual of reading if you continue with reading, so everything will be yours. Because what we have seen that students are less habitual in reading books. They don't try to read books. They are given certain facts and they are wholly prepared. They think they are wholly prepared for examination. NTA wants that you should study the things thoroughly. As a teacher, more responsibility for us. We should not give only the main points to our students, but give the theme, important lines, and important elements from that essay, from that drama, from that poetry, and so on. So responsibilities are now going to be heavier, and we have to be grooming ourselves for our better preparation in the examination. So this passage is going to be, as I told you, that comprehensive mode of examination is going to be. So you have to be ready for this. And how can you do? You need to study your drama. Be in habitual, regular reading at your home. Buy dramas, read them. Buy poetries, read them. Buy some novel, fictions, short stories and read them. Read your non-fictional like essays and so on. Means if you are continue at your home and in your study room reading these books, your reading skill will be better. If you read properly, you can understand easily. So your thinking skill will be developed. And if you can read properly, think properly, so naturally your writing skill also will be developed. So all these three skills that are going to be checked, that are going to be examined, need your smart works, deeper study at your home. So what we have responsibility is we have to be very, very careful, very, very watchful in preparing. So 4 sections are there. After these sections, I told you that Indian literature in English, you will have to study this properly. And criticism, that is the first topics we will start. And there is a theory, that's after modern, very important theory. The literary theories that are taken, that are related to the post-World War II, and very importantly that we will start. I told you that the class will start soon, and the first topic that we will discuss here will be our criticism. After that, we will go for our literary theories after the World War II, because these two topics we think sometimes students consider to be tough. So we want to make you easy, because you have already read drama, poetry and so on. Definitely we will teach everything, but we will start from this topic so that you can feel at home with these two topics. If you're going to be, so 4 topics are going to be already at home for you. The 2 topics you are here with very easy comprehensions, and 6 topics are there. Indian literature, we will study it definitely. This is how 8 topics, 8 units will be ready for us, so we can score properly. A better number of questions can be attempted and better number of questions can be found correct, and this is how our chances to qualify NET, to qualify JRF will be even better this time, as I told you. So you will be smart this time. So the first topic, as I told you, we will start from criticism. And before I proceed here, I want to tell you that the classes that we will start will be paid classes. So those who are interested for our NET and JRF classes must contact us on a contact number or message us to our email ID englishkingdomek@gmail.com, and there we will tell you the process of admission, that so that you can continue with your class and you won't miss. We will continue with the test, with the class, with the reading, with the notes, everything we are providing. So I told you once again that we are starting paid classes. It's not a free class. So guys who are interested in this class must join us and must contact us. After paying their dues, their fees, they can be the part of our class. So most welcome, you are here. So we will start with criticism, as I told you, and finally the selection is going to be in our hand. So this is how the topics will be considered. We need to study them all and study them all deeply. Okay, so I think that I could help with the help of this video to understand your syllabus, to understand your number of questions, to understand your timing, to understand the type of preparation you will go. I told you that you go for deep study, you go for smart study. In our deep study, I told you that 10 and 10 units must be prepared thoroughly. 10 and 10 is 10 from first paper, 10 from second paper. And in smart study, I told you that there should be 8 and 8. 8 units from first paper, 8 units from second paper. This is how the total smart study and deep study are planned here. So we will consider it deeply, what is going to be better for us. I prefer deep study, but according to time, we will have to be sometimes smarter as well. So this was all about the syllabus. That is a new topic, new syllabus for us to crack examination. And we will see you soon with our next videos. I told you that the videos will be paid videos. So if you are interested in preparing this examination, you must contact us and join our batches. Thanks a lot for watching us. Keep watching English Kingdom Katra Prayagraj. Contact us for notes and classes. Thank you very much.